Hey, my name is Alexis Mendez, and I will be doing a class on metastatic cure for cancer. In this presentation, I will explain how the scientific method is used to solve real world problems and how biological principles help us ask meaningful scientific questions. I will also discuss how to distinguish scientific explanations from pseudoscience and how to evaluate evidence to make informed decisions. These skills are foundational to biology, science literacy, and everyday problem solving. The scientific method is a systematic process used to investigate observations, solve problems, and answer questions. Key steps: observation, question, hypothesis, experiment, data analysis, conclusion. This method helps us ensure that scientific conclusions are based on evidence rather than assumption. Scientists begin by identifying a problem or noticing something unexplained. A testable hypothesis is formed, which predicts a possible explanation. Experiments are designed to test the hypothesis using controlled variables. Results are analyzed to determine whether they support or reject the hypothesis. This process reduces bias and improves reliability. Biological principles such as cell structure, genetics, and ecosystem interactions provide the foundation for forming research questions. Technologies like microscopes, DNA sequencing, and imaging tools allow scientists to examine deeper layers of biological systems. Example: observing unusual plant growth may lead to questions about nutrient deficiency or genetic variation. Observations can be qualitative or quantitative. Accurate observations form the basis of scientific inquiry. Scientists must use careful measurements and documentation to avoid bias. Scientific explanations are based on empirical evidence, peer review, and repeatable experiments. Pseudoscience lacks testability, relies on anecdotal evidence, and often uses scientific sounding language without real data. Example: claims that crystals cure diseases have no replicable scientific evidence. Scientific evidence must be measurable, repeatable, and collected through controlled research. Reliability increases when findings are peer reviewed and supported by multiple studies. Limitations exist: sample size, methodological constraints, technology limits, so interpretations must be cautious. Decisions should be based on the strengths of available evidence but also recognize uncertainties. Scientific knowledge changes over time as new data are discovered. Example: medical recommendations evolve as research improves. Strengths: objectively relies on evidence, self-correction. Limitations: cannot answer moral or subjective questions. Technology may limit data collection. Human error. Understanding these help us weigh evidence responsibly. Researchers are increasingly focusing on targeting cancer at the molecular level. Genetic therapy aims to correct or modify genes that drive cancer growth. RNA-based therapies such as mRNA or siRNA approaches help regulate protein production in cancer cells. Immunotherapy continues to be one of the most impactful areas. Treatments help the immune system recognize and attack cancer cells more effectively. Researchers are increasingly focusing on targeting cancer at the molecular level. Genetic therapy aims to correct or modify genes that drive cancer growth. RNA-based therapies such as mRNA or siRNA approaches help regulate protein production in cancer cells. Immunotherapy continues to be one of the most impactful areas. Treatments help the immune system recognize and attack cancer cells more effectively. The scientific method is crucial for solving problems logically and systematically. Biological principles guide us in forming meaningful questions. Distinguishing science from pseudoscience helps ensure accurate understanding of the natural world. Evaluating evidence allows us to make informed, evidence-based decisions. These are the references that I had used when basing all of my information on this PowerPoint. Thank you for listening.